friends, welcome back for another story. We are still in the season of Easter. We're about halfway through, and we've got a great story for you today. Enjoy. Hey there, Renew Kids. We are nearing the end of our Easter season, and we've got a great story for you today. I want you to challenge yourself though. Sometimes we can listen to these stories and think, I've heard this a million times, or these are really just for little kids. But I want to challenge you, and I want you to think about the story, maybe even listen to it a second or third time, and I want you to insert yourself into the story. Maybe take one of the people in the story and think from their perspective, kind of like you're in a little movie. And picture yourself being in that story from that one perspective. And if you'd like to challenge yourself even further, watch it again and take someone else's perspective and see if you hear or if you sense something different than when you first heard it before. So many of these stories you'll hear over and over and over again, but we are human beings who change over and over and over again. And these stories will mean something different to you now than they will tomorrow or next week or next year or even 10 years from now. So if you're finding yourself thinking, these are really just for little kids, or I've heard this story before, take the challenge and insert yourself into the story from a different perspective, maybe one you've never tried before. Maybe you try a character who seems to just have the smallest, most boring part of the whole story, and think, what are they watching? What are they smelling? What are they hearing? What's it like to be them in the story? And maybe you'll learn something. Enjoy.
This is the Sea of Galilee. So many important things happen by the sea that we need a small piece of it to help us tell the stories. The sea is a wonderful and strange place. When the wind blows, the sea becomes very rough and wild. And when the wind is calm, the sea is peaceful and still. After God raised Jesus from the dead, Jesus' disciples returned to Galilee, where Jesus told them to meet him. One evening, 7 of them decided to go fishing. They fished all night, but caught nothing. Just after daybreak, they saw someone on the beach, but they couldn't tell who it was. He called to them, "Have you caught any fish?" "No," they answered. "Cast the net to the right side of the boat, and you will find some." And so they did. Now there were so many fish, they couldn't pull the net. Someone said, "It is Jesus." Peter jumped into the water and ran to him. The others came to the boat, dragging the net. When they came to shore, they saw a charcoal fire. Jesus had prepared a meal. There was fish and bread on it. "Come and eat," Jesus said. The disciples realized this was Jesus. Then Jesus took the bread and gave it to them. He did the same with the fish. I wonder why they decide to go fishing. I wonder what they're talking about while they're fishing. I wonder how they feel fishing all night and catching nothing. I wonder how the person on the beach knows where the fish are. I wonder how the disciples know the person on the beach is Jesus. I wonder what Jesus and the disciples are saying to one another. I wonder what the disciples will do now that they have talked with Jesus again.
At the end of each story, I'll be asking a series of wonder questions. You may want to push pause after each question to really take a moment and answer it, whether you answer the question out loud with a friend or a family member, or just to yourself. Or you may choose to write it down in a journal. The questions may seem simple, so the challenge will be to truly enter into the story and answer these questions. This is the time for you to connect with the story in your own creative way, whether you use your creative bin or materials from around the house or a journal. Spend time reflecting on the story that you just heard. Enjoy.